guys. Okay, today we're going to do a simple construction project. Now, a couple months ago I did a video talking about how to take I did a video on how to take and create a table, a wall, or whatever, how to utilize that design feature of a loop twist. If you don't remember that, here's the link to it. Okay, today what we're going to do is we're going to take it one step and we're going to make a table out of it. Excuse the engine sound, but my neighbor down the street has decided today's the day to try to resurrect a truck that's been sitting there 5 years dead. He finally got it running. I'll take out my cord for this, and I'm going to be utilizing BANKLINE for this. Now, I have my tabletop that I've already created. You saw this in that video that I just left you the link to. And now I'm going to add the legs to this and make this into a quick and handy little table for next to a cooking fire or something like that. So, I've taken me 4 stakes, and I'm simply going to put a stake in position. I'm going to pound it in. Like that. Now I'm going to take my table up there. I'm going to get a rough idea of where I need to put the next one. Right there. So, put it up there. Put it roughly the same area. Grab my next one. Put those crossbars in place. Right there. Put it in place. And finally, I'm pretty sure I've already got a good measurement idea on it. But right there. Now see, there's a root. No, it's a rock. Right there. And that's going to cause me trouble. Alright, put you right there. Okay, had a rock right there, so I had to move it a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our BANKLINE and we're going to pull out a piece that will make a loop. Okay? About that long. Now I'll take the knife edge of my KUKRI down here at the bottom and cut it. Remember that first 2 inches of KUKRI right there is kept really sharp as a knife. This is the sharpening part, that is the knife part. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my BANKLINE, I'm going to pull it in half, like that. I'm going to measure up here. Notice I gave myself plenty, because that's going to be important. I'm going to pinch about the right place, and I'm going to do a simple overhand knot and go through. That's going to leave two pretty good size ears sticking up. So it's simply a long loop. So that one right there for the moment. I'm going to duplicate the same thing over here. Measure out, giving myself a pretty good bit of extra. Hooking it on the knife edge of the kukri. Now measure, give myself plenty of room. That 2 end loop's going to be my ties. Okay. Now, I got my loop with the 2 ears sticking out, my ties. Now what I need is a winding stick. So, let me grab one of those. Okay, I've got 2 short sticks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this around, but instead of putting that ear straight back, I'm going to put it on the side over here to this left side. Okay. Now I'm going to stick the winding stick in up here on the end, and I'm going to go around 1 turn. I'm just going to let it droop down a moment. Okay. Same thing on the other end. I'm going to put that tie to the outside. Just like that. I'm going to stick my winding stick in it, and we'll go around 1 time. I'm going to let it sit just like that. Now I take my tabletop, come up here, and I'm going to put it between those 2 sticks, making it kind of level, like that. And now that winding stick, I'm going to wind it. This will torque it in against the 2 sidebars. Then when I get it in position, I'm going to level it around. Remember that ties I made? I'm going to take those 2 ties, and I'm going to tie that winding stick in position. Just like that. Now same thing with this one. Put it in between them. Now I'm going to wind it up. Almost made a stick too long. I did make it too long, but you know. Alright, wind it around a couple times, and that will force these 2 sides to come in and tighten up onto my tabletop. Just like that. Almost. And then I'm going to bring it across to my ties. Just like that. I think I'm going to do it better. Bring it around to this side. Okay, now that's got my table fairly solid. Now you see this one's kind of bowed a little, because this is an older, this is the platform I did originally, and I'm trying to make it fit. But with a little fiddly, you can make this relatively flat and relatively steady. Now I can easily put a 10-pound, 8-pound haversack on it. And so this would be a good method to get it up off the ground to put next to a cook area, because I want to have an elevated place for me to sit here and process food, etc. It's a quick, easily stable table that these long pieces I'll just cut off, of course, with a saw and make it all smooth. Could you do this with a saw? Yes. You just got to use a baton or something to nail these stakes in the ground. But with 4 stakes in the ground, loops at the top, a pre-made up tabletop that you made up like I showed you, you can drop it in and you can easily have an upright table. Now could this be made into a sitting stool? Yes. By making these staves big enough and strong enough, and that crossbar big enough and strong enough, I can make a stool I could sit on. Could I turn something like this into a bed? Yes. Big enough, long enough, lashed together, with about 4 of these going along with cross members would work fine. Especially now you're going to need some stability left to right, because you're a lot of weight moving around on it. It's a lot of torque on something that's just driven a couple inches in the ground. So if I had 2 trees, And I could take one of these bed posts, one of these long pieces, and anchor it to the tree and have the bed come out this way or go between those two trees this way, and then use these for vertical support so the load going down. I could easily make an elevated bed. I can make this chest high if I want something, just drive longer stakes in the ground. Excuse me, by taking an existing tree and coming off of it as a triangle, the back part, 2 sticks crossed and anchored, come out and then anchored up here, I can make a high elevated table, and I will do one of them for you one day, showing you how to do it. But this is one of those little camp crafts that you can do to improve your campsite. You start off when you come in to initially camp at this place, and you got to clear everything, all the low brush, make the place to hang your hammock or the place to put your tent or whatever. If you're there long enough, you do it then. If not, every time you come out, you make some little improvement. So I go and I make a table like this, and I make it pretty good size. Okay, big enough to be an eating table, a preparing table, and etc. And I leave it at the campsite. I don't have to take this down. The only thing I've lost is a little bit of bank line. That's it. I don't have anything that's whatever. And I'm coming back here. So I want to create this and leave it. So if I did it out of green wood, it would hold up really well, wouldn't it? And then in the long term, whenever I came back, it would be here for me to use next time. It gives me a place to do my crafts, prepare food, whatever. A place to put my feet up, if that's what I'm wanting to do. Now, I make tables, I make benches. I go ahead and put together a little lean-to where I can just throw my tarp over it and have a frame on it, pre-set up. So I ain't got to put no lines up, just throw it up, and I already have anchor points. I put side rails and hauled in nails and put in nails so I could just pull my tarp to the grommets and hook them over the nails. And then I had a little piece of paracord that I throw up on the top and tie it right quick that just stayed there. So my camp could be up or down in 10 minutes, quick and easy. Making improvements to your camp is one of the things that's one of the real joys to me about it, because as I improve my camp, I make it better and better for every time I come out to camp. And it's just little things like this, making a little table, making a chair, making a footstool, going down to the edge of the river, you know, that nice overlook, and go ahead and make up a bench for me to come back and sit on. Yes, this is going to rot away over time. I'll make another one. This cord won't rot in a very long time, will it? So when these sticks give up, can I cut new green sticks and reuse this cordage to do this exactly like I just did again? Yes. I might get 2 or 3 runs out of this cordage before it's too weathered to me to trust anymore. So it's a conservation of resources. If you like this video, guys, please hit the like button for me to feed the algorithm. And if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe before you go. Till next time, I'm Blackie wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.